He was the prodigy who dared to challenge a king, a rivalry so fierce it nearly tore Formula One apart, a season of heart-stopping crashes, shady strategies, and a finale that left the world reeling. This is the saga of the 2021 F1 season, where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton waged a war for the ages. Back in 2015, a lanky Dutch teenager named Max Verstappen stormed into F1 with Toro Rosso, barely old enough to drive a rental car. At 17, he was the youngest ever to hit the grid, dodging skeptics who called him a reckless kid. His raw speed silenced them fast, overtaking moves in Malaysia and Hungary screamed future champ. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton, the sport's towering titan, was rewriting history. 12 years older, the Brit held every record that mattered: most poles, most wins, and a tie with Michael Schumacher for 7 titles. Mercedes' iron grip on the hybrid era made him untouchable. Verstappen, though, was no mere pretender. Red Bull promoted him in 2016, and he delivered, winning in Spain at 18. By 2020, he'd honed his craft, blending blistering pace with newfound poise. Yet his best championship finish, 3rd, lagged behind Hamilton's relentless reign. The Dutchman needed a weapon to match his will. Enter 2021, the year everything changed. Pre-season testing lit the fuse. Mercedes, usually unflappable, looked shaky, their car wobbling through Bahrain's corners. Red Bull, by contrast, was a revelation. Their RB16B, tweaked within an inch of the rules, had Verstappen grinning ear to ear. For the first time, he had a car to challenge the silver juggernaut. Fans buzzed. Could Max finally topple Lewis? The stage was set for a showdown that would grip the globe. The season kicked off in Bahrain with a taste of what was to come. Verstappen snagged pole, but Hamilton's strategic genius shone. The Dutchman surged ahead mid-race, diving past Lewis in a daring move, only to stray off track, breaking FIA rules. Stewards forced him to yield, and Hamilton pounced, stealing the win. Max fumed, but the tone was set. No quarter given. Imola followed, a rain-soaked slugfest where Verstappen struck back. He outmuscled Hamilton at the start, splashing through puddles to claim victory. Portugal and Spain saw Lewis reclaim control, his Mercedes gliding to wins while Max settled for 2nd. Barcelona was a masterclass. Hamilton's tire strategy left Verstappen eating dust. The Brit's 98th career win a stark reminder of his dominance. By May, Hamilton led the points, 142 to Max's 128. Fans on X were already calling it. This was the tightest title fight in years. The rivalry's early sparks were nothing compared to the inferno brewing. Verstappen's Red Bull was fast, but Hamilton's experience kept him ahead. In Monaco, Max capitalized on a rare Mercedes misstep, Bottas's pit blunder, and Hamilton's off day handed him a commanding win. Azerbaijan's Baku street circuit brought more drama. A tire blowout robbed Verstappen of a sure victory, leaving him stranded while Sergio Perez took the checkers. Hamilton, poised to capitalize, botched a restart, sliding to 15th. Both Titans scored 0, a rare double misfire that kept the points razor close. France's Paul Ricard saw Max unleash hell, overtaking Lewis late with a 2-stop strategy that screamed Red Bull's newfound nerve. By June, Max led 179 to Lewis's 148, and whispers grew the Dutchman was no longer just a challenger, he was a predator. Silverstone was where the rivalry caught fire. Hamilton, racing on home soil, started the sprint from pole but lost it to Verstappen's blistering pace. Sunday's main race was electric. On lap 1, the two titans tangled at Copse, a high-speed corner. Max dove for the inside. Lewis held his line. The result? A sickening crash. Verstappen's Red Bull spun into the barriers, tires shredding at 48G. The crowd gasped as Max limped from the wreckage, bruised but alive. A red flag paused the chaos. Hamilton, slapped with a 10-second penalty, roared back, overtaking Ferrari's Charles Leclerc on lap 49 to snatch a controversial win. Verstappen, hospitalized, blasted Lewis's flag-waving celebration as callous. X erupted, with number Silverstone showdown trending and fans debating, was Hamilton reckless or Max too stubborn? The points swung Lewis's way, 185 to Max's 177, but the bad blood was real. Hungary's chaos chaos turned the screws. Bottas, playing wingman, misjudged a wet start, plowing into Red Bull's Perez and damaging Max's car. The pileup gifted Alpine's Esteban Ocon a shock win, while Hamilton nabbed second. Verstappen, limping with a battered floor, salvaged ninth. A bizarre Mercedes blunder saw Lewis alone on the grid for a restart, costing him places. Still, he clawed back, narrowing Max's lead to 192 to 184. Spa's Belgian washout was a farce. Torrential rain limited racing to 2 safety car laps. Verstappen, starting pole, bagged half points, 12. Hamilton third, 7. The gap shrank to 2 points. In Holland, Max's Orange Army roared as he dominated Zandvoort, cruising to a home win. Hamilton trailed in second, his 181 to Max's 194. The season was a knife edge, each race a new chapter in their grudge match. Monza's Italian Grand Prix was a breaking point. Verstappen, stuck behind McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo in the rain, fumed as Hamilton struggled in the pack. A sluggish Red Bull pit stop set the stage for disaster. On lap 25, at the first chicane, Max lunged. Lewis stood firm. Their cars locked wheels. Verstappen's Red Bull vaulting onto Hamilton's Mercedes, halting both in the gravel. The halo saved Lewis's head from Max's tire. Both drivers stormed off, blaming each other. Hamilton griped Max didn't check on him. Verstappen scoffed at Lewis's theatrics. Ricciardo won for McLaren's. The points stayed tight. Hamilton 221. Verstappen 226. Their hatred, now public, was pushing both to primal extremes. Russia flipped the script. Hamilton, chasing his 100th win, battled McLaren's Lando Norris, who led until rain hit. Norris's refusal to pit turned his car into a soapbox, handing Lewis a gifted victory. Verstappen, starting last due to an engine penalty, carved through to second, a miracle drive. The points tilted. Hamilton 248, Max 243. Turkey saw Bottas shine, denying Max a win with a masterclass in the wet. Hamilton, hit with a 10-place grid penalty for a new engine, fought to 5th. Max's second place pushed him ahead, 262 to 256. The US and Mexico were Verstappen's domain. Austin's heat saw him fend off Lewis's late charge, winning by a whisker. Mexico City was a rout. Max led from lights out, crushing Hamilton's hopes. By November, Max led 312 to 287, and pundits crowed. The title was his to lose. Behind the scenes, engineers burned midnight oil, tweaking aerodynamics to shave milliseconds. Verstappen's fan base, the Orange Army, turned circuits into seas of color, while Hamilton supporters waved Union Jacks with fervor. Brazil flipped the script again. Hamilton's car failed a rear wing test, relegating him to the sprint's back. What followed was sorcery. Lewis sliced through 15 cars in 24 laps, a drive fans called God tier. Sunday was even wilder. Starting 10th, he overtook Max by lap 59, winning to a roaring Interlagos crowd. Verstappen, second, saw his lead shrink, 319 to 301. Qatar's Desert Duel was Hamilton's encore, a flawless win that cut Max's edge to 8 points. Saudi Arabia was pure madness. Verstappen, defending fiercely, twice cut turn 2 illegally, earning orders to yield. On lap 36, a bizarre moment. Max slowed to let Lewis pass, but Hamilton, wary of a trap, didn't brake fast enough. Their cars collided, bending Lewis's wing. Stewards blamed Max, slapping him with a 5-second penalty. Hamilton still won, tying the points at 368 apiece. The stage was set for a finale like no other. Abu Dhabi's twilight was F1's reckoning. Hamilton and Verstappen, deadlocked at 368 points, faced off as equals. Max grabbed pole, but Lewis pounced at the start, seizing the lead. The race seemed his. Mercedes' pace was untouchable, and Hamilton built a 22-second gap. Verstappen pitted early, a desperate gamble for fresh tires. Lap after lap, Max chipped away, but Lewis's lead held firm. Fans on X were already crowning Hamilton the 8-time champ. Then, with 5 laps left, fate laughed. Nicholas Latifi's Williams crashed, triggering a safety car. Red Bull rolled the dice. Max pitted for soft tires. Hamilton, on worn hard, stayed out. The call was Mercedes' undoing. The safety car sparked a firestorm. Race director Michael Masi faced a dilemma. Let lapped cars unlap. In a bombshell move, Masi allowed only the lapped cars between Lewis and Max to pass, setting up a 1-lap shootout. Toto Wolff's radio exploded. "This is wrong." Christian Horner cheered. At the restart, Verstappen, on fresh rubber, dove inside at turn 5, snatching the lead. Hamilton fought back, but his tires screamed defeat. Max crossed the line first, world champion at 24.
Mercedes not happy. Red Bull will be delighted. They have shared a brilliant championship battle, but the championship can only be won by one, and it's going Dutch in 2021. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
Fireworks lit the Yas Marina sky as Red Bull erupted. Mercedes lodged protests, but the FIA upheld the result. The points: Verstappen 395, Hamilton 387. The aftermath was a war zone. Ex-post screamed robbery or justice, with hashtag Abu Dhabi Aftermath trending for weeks. British papers called it F1's darkest day. Dutch headlines hailed Max's miracle. Hamilton's fans pointed to Mazzi's call. Lapped cars shouldn't have split. Verstappen's camp countered. Lewis had his chances all year. Off track, the drivers' feud simmered. Lewis skipped the gala, posting a cryptic "I'll be back." Max, crowned in Amsterdam, grinned. "I earned it." The FIA sacked Masi months later, admitting procedural errors. Fans still argue, was 2021 stolen or won fair? The 2021 season wasn't just a championship, it was a seismic shift. Verstappen's rise ended Mercedes' 8-year reign, proving Red Bull could slay giants. Hamilton, though defeated, showed why he's F1's gold standard, his Brazil drive etched in lore. Their rivalry pushed both to the edge, with 46 wheel-to-wheel battles and 8 crashes per FIA logs. The season drew 1.6 billion viewers, F1's highest in a decade. Zoom out, and 2021 was F1's wildest ride. From Bahrain's opener to Jeddah's chaos, every race was a plot twist. Silverstone's wreck, Monza's pileup, and Abu Dhabi's gamble defined a season where no one blinked. Verstappen's 10 wins to Hamilton's 8 showed their parity. Their 368-point tie before Yas Marina was a statistical unicorn. Compare Max to Senna, raw, fearless, or Lewis to Schumacher, a titan of precision. Both deserve the crown, but only one could claim it. Where do they rank? Picture a tier list. Legends like Fangio, modern gods like these two. Max, the Dutch dynamo, sits in the disruptor den for toppling an empire. Lewis, the Mercedes monarch, holds the legacy league for his unmatched resume. Every Hamilton-Verstappen duel reignites the spark. Was Max's title a heist or a triumph? Did Lewis choke or get cheated? Drop your take below, rank the season, pick a side, or name a crazier F1 year. Thanks for diving into this saga of F1's fiercest duel. If you ate up the chaos, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. Tell me in the comments, does Max rule the disruptor den, or is Lewis the eternal legacy king? Was Abu Dhabi a scandal or a spectacle? Vote for 2021's Chaos Champ and share your wildest F1 memory. Until next time, keep the throttle wide open.